Today is Wednesday, September 12th. New day. Good morning. I'm up to Psalm 8. For the choir director, a psalm of David to be accompanied by a stringed instrument. O Lord, our Lord, the majesty of your name fills the earth. Your glory is higher than the heavens. You have taught children and nursing infants to give you praise. They silence your enemies. They silence your enemies who were seeking revenge. When I look at the night sky and see the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars you have set in place, what are mortals that you should think of us? For you made us only a little lower than God, and you crowned us with glory and honor. You put us in charge of everything you made, giving us authority over all things, the sheep and the cattle and all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, the fish in the sea, and everything that swims, the ocean currents. O Lord, our Lord, the majesty of your name fills the earth. This is a very nice, just praiseful one. I love the poetry of this one. It's just beautiful. You put us in charge of everything you made, giving us authority over all things, the sheep and the cattle and the wild animals, the birds in the sky, the fish in the sea, and everything that swims, the ocean currents. So I'm sure that each one of those animals has a different meaning in my day. Let me see if I can figure something out. The sheep and the cattle and the wild animals. Sheep and cattle are domesticated animals as opposed to the wild animals. Apparently I have authority over those in my life. Domesticated animals seem like something that are easily controlled and guided. And I know I've got my thoughts and my feelings and my actions. I'm trying to think what of those are easy to be in control of. I don't know. My actions are the first thing that I think of when I think of the sheep and cattle because I just feel things. And I will think things and then have to go, oh, whoops, I had that thought again, I need to modify it. Like if I think of dear, you idiot, is such a common thought that I'll have if I make a mistake or do something. And I think that's unloving and it's disrespectful and it's disrespectful of the fact that the Lord made me. And I'm not an idiot. But I do that to myself a lot. So when I catch myself, I try to go, oh, nope, I'm not an idiot, I'm a human being and I dropped a glass of water, whatever it is. And that's not incredibly difficult to do, to bring my thinking back to where I mean it to be, if I'm being aware. So it makes me think a little bit of cattle or sheep, the way they can wander, but they can also be brought into a corral. Wild animals is very much like, that feels like maybe my emotions, or maybe those thoughts that fly through that I even have to go, wow, that thought came into my head, but that's not me. I don't want to be that. So I'm going to choose to banish that thought again. For me, that kind of a thought is usually involving my kids if they're aggravating me in some way. The desire to physically hurt them will fly through my head, and it's like, no, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to banish that thought. I don't want that wild animal, is what that thinks of me. That makes me think of, that I have authority over that thought. I can banish it. The birds in the sky, the fish in the sea, and everything that swims, the ocean currents. I wonder what the birds and the fish are. Birds can fly. Again, that seems connected to thoughts. Fish in the sea. I'm thinking about it in a new way. Another theme that I find in the Word is that of things about thoughts and affections, meaning things that I love or find appealing. Another way to put it is love and wisdom. Wisdom being on the thought end of the spectrum, love being on the, obviously, affections, love. Birds and fish, to me, seem both to be intellect things, but I'm not exactly sure why I think that. And the sheep and the cattle make me think of affectional images. Anyway, I wish I could. Birds in the sky. Birds fly through the air. The air that we breathe goes into our lungs, which is the counterpart organ to our heart. Our heart is that representation of love and affection. Our lungs, therefore, are our respiration, a representation of our intellect and our decision-making ability. And the birds fly in that air. It almost makes me think of my dreams and hopes and my, the lofty things way up there. My aspirations, perhaps. And I don't know if that means that fish in the sea are bad. I mean, I guess under all these circumstances, everything could be a good and a bad. We're given authority over these things. Interesting. Well, I'm being told I have authority over my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions. That's what I'm getting from this in a nutshell. And I partly don't want to acknowledge that because it's easier if I can blame it on something else. So today I'm going to try to remember that I am in control. I can choose my actions absolutely, and I can accept or reject my thoughts, and I can feel my feelings and then choose how to respond rather than just react. And I am way out of time. Thanks for joining me on my rambly Bible study this morning. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this psalm. There's a ton in here. So what did it say to you? What did you come away with? newdaygoodmorning@gmail.com is the email. Leave a comment in the comments or post a video response. Thanks for joining me and have a blessed day.